Super Smash Bros. Ultra Mint is Sakurai's, and perhaps Nintendo's, magnum opus. The biggest, baddest, most marketable crossover to ever integrate and celebrate the world of gaming. But sadly, his best game might be his last, and he might soon slip away into a well-deserved retirement.
No! God, no!
I mean, he might not. Workaholics are workaholics because they love to drink that workahol. And Big Daddy Sakurai probably has as much untapped creativity in his soul as Larry David on acid. Although his best Smash game might be his final Smash. I mean, it might not, but even he said himself that he won't ever be able to make a Smash game as ambitious as Ultimate. So the question is, what lies ahead for the series? Smash is one of, if not the most popular and sellable Nintendo franchise. There's no way they're just gonna end it or sit on their laurels and give up and accept the notion that, hey, every Smash after this one just won't be as good. I mean, if they can port Ultimate to every console for the rest of humanity, adding new fighters every now and then,
that's the dream.
But they can't do that for the same reason they don't feel they can ever make another that's just as good. Third-party characters. Licensing these costs a pretty penny, and while I'm sure they still make a pretty profit, there's probably a lot of other complications that arise behind the scenes. So when I started to think about where they can take the series and not have it fall so short of its greatest iteration, I had an idea that they might have to come to themselves eventually. After a roster this massive, it would be hard to go back to one as small as Melee or Brawl or even 4, and I'm sure they're aware of that, and I have an idea that opens a window for every door it closes. I think the next Smash Bros. Should go all out on first-party characters. Nintendo is known for their huge, colorful cast of characters, and they wouldn't have to bust their budget licensing third parties if they just loaded up with first-party fighters. That's all profit. So in addition to the veterans, who else would get an invitation? First up, Waluigi. Let's just get that out of the way. Gino would be the only quote-unquote third party if he ends up not being an Ultimate. Toad. I don't know what they could do, but Toad. Piranha Plant opened the gates for lesser characters in a brilliant way. Take an enemy with many different variations and amalgamate them into one fighter. Goomba is another perfect candidate for this treatment. Another obvious choice is Koopa. They can even retract into their shells as a shield. Shy Guy is another possibility with lots of possibilities. And Boo is my favorite Mario baddie and one with an awesome potential design that I could make a whole video about. On specific characters, Kamek would be sweet, Birdo, and finally, Paper Mario. Cause between the hammer, partners, and origami, he's a potentially more interesting fighter than actual Mario. Dixie Kong would definitely make the cut this time, either as a Diddy Echo or an original. Zelda is like the greatest game ever and is so poorly repped in Smash it's ridiculous. Skull Kid is probably the most requested one. Midna is the second most and one of the best characters from the series. And they could honestly replace Sheik with Impa and give her the same moveset. There's too many Pokemon for me to speculate, so I'll just say this. A selection that has at least one rep from each gen, and one rep for each type, and Pokemon training. Waddle Dee is for some reason highly requested, and just like the Mario enemies, his moveset can comprise the many alternate forms. This cute little Kami is up there with Meta Knight as one of the coolest things from the Kirby series, and when his moves were translated into a boss in Ultimate, all I could think was, this dude would make a sick fighter. I was so bummed that Crystal didn't make it into Ultimate, but she'd definitely make it into this hypothetical entry. Her moveset can reflect her story, from her native life to her time as a fighter pilot. She can have similar specials as the other Star Fox fighters, but her smash attacks make use of her staff. And then another one of these. Alright, let's pick up the pace. I don't know how they made a fighter from Animal Crossing, let alone 2, but if they wanted to round up to 3, my first guess is Tom Nook. Octolings would make an easy echo for the Inklings. Porky Minch. Come on. And a Gygus Assist Trophy. I don't know, just pace yourself. Medusa from Kid Icarus would be cool, but Viridi would be even cooler. Rex is still a possibility for Ultimate and a definite go for this one. Same goes for the mascot of Yokai Watch. An arms rep seems likely at this point. Isaac from Golden Sun would certainly be invited this time. Chibi Robo might actually make an interesting fighter. Starting to run out of ideas here. Alexandra from Eternal Darkness? They seem to really like this guy Dylan, so... Dylan? This guy? That thing? Ah, fuck it. Did I get them all? Jesus Christ. Well, that's one way to follow up something as unfollow-upable as Super Smash Bros. Ultra Mint. Sure, there's other stuff like modes and collectibles or major changes to the core gameplay like different movesets and a shift to a 3D plane, but fuck all that. That feels like too much change and not as meaningful to the fans as the roster. But hey, what first-party character would you want? What do you think Nintendo will do for the next Smash? What do you want them to do? What can they do? And am I forgetting anything?
That's the dream.